Good morning. Today's topic is pyrimidine nucleotide metabolism, and at the end of this topic, you will be given assignment. You need to complete that assignment and send back to the email address given here. The learning objectives of today's topic are: outline de novo synthesis of pyrimidine nucleotides, describe de novo catabolism of pyrimidine nucleotides and disorders of pyrimidine nucleotide metabolism. Identify the enzymes of nucleotide biosynthesis that are inhibited by anti-cancer drugs. So at the end of today's topic, these objectives should be achieved. Before going to pyrimidine nucleotide metabolism, it is important to recall few important things which have been discussed with you in the last classes. So they are the structure and functions of nucleotides. So each nucleotide consists of three components. They are a nitrogen base, a pentose sugar, and a phosphate group. A nitrogen base are adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, uracil. So nitrogen bases are of two types, that is purines and pyrimidines. The purines are adenine and guanine, and pyrimidines are thymine, cytosine, and uracil. And the pentose sugar is of two different types. If a pentose sugar is deoxyribose sugar present in the DNA, and a pentose sugar is ribose sugar present in RNA. So when a nitrogen base is attached to a pentose sugar, it is called as a nucleoside. So this nucleoside, when it is attached to a phosphate group, it is called as a nucleotide. So this phosphate group plays a very important role in formation of phosphodiester bonds. So phosphodiester bond is a bond present between the two adjacent nucleotides. So it can be compared with the bonding, that is glycosidic bonding present in the carbohydrate between the two monosaccharides, and it can also be compared with the peptide bond between the two amino acids. In the same way, here the phosphodiester bond is the bond present between the two adjacent nucleotides. So this phosphodiester bond forms the backbone of the nucleic acids. Then the pyrimidine bases. There are three major pyrimidine bases. They are cytosine, uracil, and thymine. Cytosine is a pyrimidine base that is present both in DNA and RNA. Uracil is the pyrimidine base that is exclusively present in RNA, and thymine is the pyrimidine base that is exclusively present in the DNA. A pyrimidine ring is an aromatic ring which has 6 members, and the numbering starts from N1. So it is a 6-membered ring, and cytosine can be chemically called as 2-oxy-4-aminopyrimidine, and uracil can be chemically called as 2,4-dioxypyrimidine, and thymine can be called as 2,4-dioxy-5-methylpyrimidine. Purines and pyrimidines are dietary non-essential components. That means when you take the purines and pyrimidines in the diet, they cannot contribute for the synthesis of nucleotides and nucleic acids. So dietary nucleic acids and nucleotides do not provide essential constituents for the biosynthesis of endogenous nucleic acids. So dietary purines and pyrimidines are neither converted to nucleotides nor incorporated into nucleic acids. So they are non-essential. Dietary purines and pyrimidines are non-essential components. The pyrimidine nucleotides can be synthesized by two different pathways. So they are de novo pathway and salvage pathway. So what is the difference between the de novo pathway and salvage pathway? So de novo pathway is the pathway where the pyrimidine nucleotide synthesis starts from the basic substances like carbon dioxide, glutamine, aspartic acid, and energy. So it starts from bit by bit, and a complete new nucleotide is synthesized. But the salvage pathway is a pathway where the pyrimidine nucleotide is synthesized from the pre-existing nucleotides or a nitrogen bases. So that is the difference between the de novo synthetic pathway and salvage pathway for pyrimidine synthesis. So, de novo pathway is a pathway where a complete new pyrimidine nucleotide is synthesized from bit by bit, and salvage pathway is a pathway where the pyrimidine nucleotide is synthesized from already pre-existing nitrogen bases or nucleotides. So this is the major difference between the two different pathways. Then de novo biosynthesis of pyrimidine nucleotides. The pyrimidine nucleotides are cytidine monophosphate, uridine monophosphate, thymidine monophosphate. So the difference between the synthesis of purine and pyrimidine nucleotide is that in the synthesis of purine nucleotide, the purine ring is synthesized on ribose 5-phosphate, but in the synthesis of pyrimidine nucleotide, the pyrimidine ring is synthesized first, then it is attached to the ribose 5-phosphate, which is donated by the phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate. So the difference is that the purine ring is synthesized on ribose 5-phosphate, but the pyrimidine ring is synthesized separately and then it is attached to the ribose 5-phosphate, which is donated by phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate. This is the important point to be noted. Then raw materials which are required for biosynthesis are glutamine, carbon dioxide, aspartic acid and energy. The precursors for de novo synthesis of pyrimidine are glutamine provides N3 of the pyrimidine ring. Aspartic acid provides C4, C5, C6 and N1 of the pyrimidine ring. Carbon dioxide provides C2 of the pyrimidine ring. Then comes the first reaction for pyrimidine biosynthesis, the formation of carbamyl phosphate. So carbamyl phosphate is formed from carbon dioxide and glutamine combines to form carbamyl phosphate by utilizing 2 molecules of ATP in presence of enzyme carbamyl phosphate synthase 2. So this enzyme can be compared with the mitochondrial enzyme carbamyl phosphate synthase 1, which operates during the urea synthesis. So the difference between these two enzymes is that the carbamyl phosphate synthase 1 is a mitochondrial enzyme which is used in urea synthesis, but carbamyl phosphate synthase 2 is a cytosolic enzyme which is used in pyrimidine biosynthesis. So carbamyl phosphate synthase 1 requires N-acetyl glutamate as an allosteric activator, but carbamyl phosphate synthetase 2 doesn't require N-acetyl glutamate as an allosteric activator. The carbamyl phosphate synthetase 1 requires ammonia as a nitrogen source, but carbamyl phosphate synthetase 2 requires glutamine as a nitrogen source. So these are the few important differences between the two important enzymes, that is carbamyl phosphate synthetase 2 and synthetase 1. So here is the chart, tabular form. Carbamyl phosphate synthase 1 is a mitochondrial enzyme. Carbamyl phosphate synthase 2 is a cytosolic enzyme. Carbamyl phosphate synthase 1 is involved in urea cycle. Carbamyl phosphate synthase 2 is involved in pyrimidine synthesis. The source of nitrogen in carbamyl phosphate synthase 1 is ammonia, and the source of nitrogen in carbamyl phosphate synthase 2 is glutamine. And carbamyl phosphate synthase 1 requires N-acetyl glutamate as an allosteric activator, but carbamyl phosphate synthase 2 doesn't require N-acetyl glutamate as an allosteric activator. The next reaction is condensation. The formed carbamyl phosphate condenses with aspartic acid to form carbamyl aspartic acid with the liberation of phosphate group in presence of enzyme aspartate transcarbamylase. Then third reaction is the closure of ring, where carbamyl aspartic acid undergoes dehydration in presence of enzyme dehydroorotate to form dihydroorotic acid. Then fourth reaction is of dehydrogenation, where dihydroorotic acid undergoes dehydrogenation in presence of enzyme dihydroorotate dehydrogenase to form orotic acid. Then This is the fifth important reaction where there is transfer of ribose 5-phosphate to the orotic acid. So orotic acid, uh, in presence of enzyme orotate phosphoribosyl transferase, takes or takes a molecule of ribose 5-phosphate from phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate and forms orotidine monophosphate. Then decarboxylation. The orotidine monophosphate undergoes decarboxylation in presence of enzyme orotidylic acid decarboxylase to form uridine monophosphate. So uridine monophosphate is the first formed true pyrimidine nucleotide. Then the next reaction is phosphorylation of uridine monophosphate. So uridine monophosphate gets converted to uridine diphosphate in presence of enzyme kinase by utilizing a molecule of ATP. Uridine diphosphate in presence of enzyme kinase by utilizing a molecule of ATP gets converted into uridine triphosphate. The next reaction is formation of cytidine triphosphate. So uridine triphosphate is aminated by glutamine and it requires ATP and it is catalyzed by enzyme CTP synthase to form cytidine triphosphate. The next reaction is formation of thymidine monophosphate from uridine diphosphate. So uridine diphosphate in presence of enzyme ribonucleotide reductase undergoes reduction to form deoxyuridine diphosphate. So this is an important enzyme which is subjected by anti-cancer drugs. So which is inhibited by anti-cancer drugs, which will be uh, which you will be learning in detail. So deoxyuridine diphosphate, by removing a molecule of phosphate, it forms deoxyuridine monophosphate. Then deoxyuridine monophosphate in presence of enzyme thymidylate synthase takes a molecule of methyl from N5-N-tel methylene tetrahydrofolate to form thymidine monophosphate. So here the thymidine monophosphate is synthesized. So this enzyme thymidylate synthase is also an important enzyme and the site of action for anti-cancer drugs like methotrexate. Then the difference between the purine and pyrimidine synthesis. So the purine ring is synthesized on ribose 5-phosphate, which is donated by phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate. But the pyrimidine synthesis occurs separately, then it it then it gets attached with ribose 5-phosphate from phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate. The purine synthesis is regulated by GTP and ATP. Pyrimidine synthesis is regulated by UTP. The purine generates inosine monophosphate and pyrimidine generates uridine monophosphate and cytidine monophosphate. The both of them require energy. The flow chart for the de novo pathway for the synthesis of pyrimidine nucleotide. So here, carbon dioxide combines with glutamine to form carbamoyl phosphate in presence of enzyme carbamoyl phosphate synthase 2. So it requires two molecules of ATP. The carbamoyl phosphate takes a molecule of aspartate in presence of enzyme aspartate transcarbamylase to form carbamyl aspartate. So carbamyl aspartate in presence of enzyme dihydroorotase undergoes dehydration to form dihydroorotic acid. So dihydroorotic acid undergoes oxidation in presence of enzyme dihydroorotase dehydrogenase to form orotic acid. This orotic acid takes a molecule of ribose 5-phosphate from phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate in presence of enzyme orotate phosphoribosyl transferase to form orotidine monophosphate. So orotidine monophosphate undergoes decarboxylation in presence of enzyme orotidylate decarboxylate place to form uridine monophosphate. Uridine monophosphate is converted to uridine diphosphate in presence of enzyme kinase by utilizing a molecule of ATP. This uridine diphosphate is again converted to uridine triphosphate in presence of enzyme kinase by utilizing a molecule of ATP. Uridine triphosphate is then converted to cytidine triphosphate by by taking an amino group from glutamine in presence of enzyme CTP synthase. This uridine diphosphate can be converted to deoxyuridine diphosphate in presence of enzyme ribonucleotide reductase, which reduces uridine diphosphate to deoxyuridine diphosphate. So deoxyuridine diphosphate, by removing a molecule of phosphate, forms deoxyuridine monophosphate. So deoxyuridine monophosphate in presence of enzyme thymidylate synthase takes a molecule of methyl group from N5N10 methyl tetrahydrofolate to form deoxythymidine monophosphate. So this is how the pyrimidine nucleotides are synthesized. Then regulation of de novo synthesis of pyrimidine nucleotides. The first two enzymes, carbamoyl phosphate synthase 2 and aspartate transcarbamylase, are allosteric enzymes and are regulated allosterically. The carbamoyl phosphate synthase 2 is feedback inhibited by UTP and is activated by phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate. In the same way, aspartate transcarbamylase is the second enzyme, so which is feedback inhibited by CTP and is activated by ATP. So the regulation of pyrimidine nucleotide is mainly by allosteric regulation or feedback regulation, where UTP and CTP acts as an inhibitors and phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate and ATP acts as an activators. Then salvage pathway for pyrimidine synthesis. So salvage pathway for synthesizing pyrimidine nucleotide occurs from already pre-existing pyrimidine bases, where the pyrimidine bases takes ribose 5-phosphate from phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate in presence of enzyme pyrimidine phosphoribosyl transferase to form a pyrimidine nucleotide plus pyrophosphate. So this is how the pyrimidine nucleotides are synthesized by salvage pathway by utilizing pre-existing pyrimidine bases or pyrimidine nucleotides. Then catabolism of pyrimidine. Cytosine on deamination forms uracil, and uracil on reduction forms dihydrouracil. So dihydrouracil is oxidized to form beta-alanine, carbon dioxide and ammonia. In the same way, thiamine is reduced to form dihydrothiamine, and dihydrothiamine is oxidized to form carbon dioxide, ammonia and beta amino isobutyric. So at the end of catabolism of pyrimidines, there are four important products formed. They are beta-alanine, carbon dioxide, ammonia and beta amino isobutyric. So in this, beta-alanine and beta amino isobutyric are important amino acids which can be converted to acetyl-CoA and succinyl-CoA respectively, and can be utilized wherever there is requirement of them. So beta-alanine can be converted to acetyl-CoA and beta amino isobutyric can be converted to succinyl-CoA and can be utilized. So the end products of pyrimidine metabolism are water soluble end products, which are in contrast with the end product of purine metabolism, where the uric acid is synthesized and uric acid is sparingly soluble in water. That is a major difference between the end products that are formed in the purine catabolism and pyrimidine catabolism. The catabolism of purine nucleotides, the end product of pyrimidine catabolism are highly water soluble. They are carbon dioxide, ammonia, beta-alanine and beta amino isobutyric. So beta-alanine and beta amino isobutyric are the important amino acids which can be converted to the acetyl-CoA and succinyl-CoA and which can be reutilized wherever they are required. So disorders of pyrimidine catabolism. Since the end product of pyrimidine catabolism are highly water soluble, overproduction of pyrimidine catabolites is rarely associated with clinically significant abnormalities. So disorders of pyrimidine synthesis are orotic aciduria and Reis syndrome. So orotic aciduria. Orotic aciduria is caused by the defect in orotate phosphoribosyl transferase and OMP decarboxylase. Increased excretion of orotic acid in urine is the characteristic of orotic aciduria. And the symptoms of orotic aciduria are retarded growth and severe anemia, and it is the only known inherited defect in this pathway which can be treated by feeding uridine and cytidine. Then Reis syndrome. This is considered as secondary orotic aciduria. It is believed that defect in ornithine transcarbamylase caused the accumulation of carbamyl phosphate. This is the enzyme of urea cycle. So this is then diverted for the increased synthesis and excretion of orotic acids. Then the enzymes of nucleotide biosynthesis that are inhibited by anti-cancer drugs. So deoxyuridine monophosphate is converted to deoxythymidine monophosphate in presence of enzyme thymidylate synthase by taking a methyl group from N5N10 methyl tetrahydrofolate. So thymidylate synthase can be inhibited by an anti-cancer drug, that is fluorodeoxyuridylate, by suicide irreversible inhibition. So what is this suicide irreversible inhibition? So enzyme inhibition is of two types, that is reversible inhibition and irreversible inhibition. So in the irreversible inhibition, the inhibitor binds to the enzyme covalently, that is more tightly, and which cannot be reversed. And suicide inhibition is a type of irreversible inhibition where the inhibitor is converted into more potent form and inhibits the enzyme which has to be inhibited. So here 5-fluorouracil is converted to fluorodeoxyuridylate, which is a more potent inhibitor which inhibits thymidylate synthase in this reaction. So this is a classic example for suicide irreversible inhibition by an anti-cancer drug. Then the second enzyme is dihydrofolate reductase. This is the enzyme which converts dihydrofolic acid to tetrahydrofolic acid by utilizing NADPH plus H plus. So dihydrofolate reductase is inhibited by anti-cancer drugs like aminopterin and methotrexate by competitive inhibition. So what is this competitive inhibition? Competitive inhibition is a type of reversible inhibition where the inhibitor binds to the enzyme at the active site in competition with the substrate. So here aminopterin and methotrexate competes to bind the active site of dihydrofolate reductase. The competition is between the substrate dihydrofolate and aminopterin and methotrexate to bind the active site of the enzyme dihydrofolate reductase. Here the affinity of these anti-cancer drugs, aminopterin and methotrexate, is 100 times more when compared to dihydrofolate. So hence these drugs effectively binds to the dihydrofolate reductase and inhibits the activity of dihydrofolate reductase by competitive inhibition. So these are the anti-cancer drugs which are used variously by utilizing these principles. So this completes the pyrimidine metabolism.